What's going on, everyone? I'm talking a little bit quiet. It's 6 a.m. Wife's sleeping. Well, somewhat. Um, I don't know. I had something strange happen to me this morning. Nothing too crazy or too strange, but um, I don't know. I've always heard it from other conspiracy theorists, and it's kind of the first time it's happened to me. Um, I looked at something random yesterday. I was looking at a Trackhoe, which I don't know if anyone knows what that is. It's like pretty much a construction vehicle device with a big claw that comes down and dig holes with it. And I'm not like I don't even remember. I was looking it up, trying to. I seen one, and I was trying to figure out what the name was for it was. And I thought it was like first thing that came to mind was like bulldozer or just some form of digger or something. So I looked it up, found it, and now in my suggested, it's like I swear to God, like every YouTube video, there's been like an ad for Trackhoes or bulldozers for rent. So now YouTube apparently or Google thinks that I'm a, a farmer, which is kind of hilarious because I'm like one of the farthest things away from it. Um, I don't know. It happened to me a couple years ago too. Probably about one year, year and a half, 2 years, something like that. I'm a real big fan of Selena. She's like this Mexican singer back in the '90s. Um, yeah, y'all. I can hear y'all now. You gonna make fun of me in the comment section? That's fine. That's my guilty pleasure. Is Selena. Um, but I don't know. I grew up like listening to her, watching the movie and stuff. Um, my mom like there's an old movie back in the day with Jennifer Lopez and stuff, and I watched it growing up, and just fell in love with like the story of her life. Um, and honestly, her music is just beautiful. Most of it beautiful, and or it's just groovy music. Um, but yeah, that's a little off the subject, but yeah, so I was on like a kick where I was listening to Selena like crazy. I don't know why. I just hadn't listened to her in years and got on this kick where I was just listening to her like crazy and uh my like all the YouTube like commercials and stuff for a while were all in Spanish. I guess where she's kind of like a rare artist, YouTube and Google just started thinking I was like Mexican or something. But on a serious note, it kind of shows you how much we are being like tracked. And I've heard people to the extreme of saying they've had conversations with their spouse or friends and stuff, and their smartphone be listening like in their pocket, and just something they say like, "Oh, we need to go and buy a new couch soon" or something, and then the next thing they know, on their Facebook feed or their YouTube feed or Google suggests to them right after that conversation like couches for sale and stuff. And it's kind of freaky when you think about it. I mean, that's like we are to the point. This is actually kind of a video that I've been wanting to make for a while, just kind of talking about my opinion and just chiming in on a basic, not a basic, a common video that a lot of conspiracy theorists put out and or talk about. and I figured I'd chime in and give my opinion on this Orwellian surveillance state that we live in. Because it is kind of sad, you know. And the thing is it used to be a conspiracy. And I find it kind of funny that all the whole tinfoil hat wearing people that were saying all this stuff for years, you know, since conspiracy theories became big, uh, were all looked at as crazy in the 80s and 90s and 70s, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s. They were all looked at as insane. And now it's come out in the open and everything they've said is correct and right. It's like the madman, the crazy person, ends up being correct. I mean, truth is stranger than fiction. You know, and everybody, oh, you're paranoid, you're crazy, the government's not spying on us. And then you see all this stuff come out with Snowden. And I loved it when the sheeple of America were freaking out, going, "Oh my God, the government's spying on us." And here I am, a conspiracy theorist, like, dude, I've been saying that for fucking years. My father, who was a conspiracy theorist, was saying that for fucking years. Like, what have you been doing? You just been laughing at us, the conspiracy theorists, you know, for years, calling us crazy, and everything we fucking say is coming true, you know? But it's crazy. I mean, and some of it just doesn't make sense. It's got to be NSA and or government related on why they want so much info and stuff. Like, I downloaded a game the other day. It was a Yu-Gi-Oh game because I love playing like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic. Anyone who's watched my channel knows I'm a big nerd when it comes to card games. I mean, not every time I say card games, someone thinks like poker or rummy. Like, I can't stand that shit. That shit puts me to sleep. But like, you print a monster on a card and put some numbers and a name and some text, flavor text on there, I can play that shit for hours. But anyways, I downloaded a Yu-Gi-Oh game, one of the older like Game Boy Advanced ones on my phone, and like a pop-up, um, can Google Play have access to your photos? And I'm thinking in my head, like, why the fuck do you need access to my contacts and my photos for literally a Game Boy Advance ROM for a card game? Like, it makes zero sense. I mean, I allowed it because I have nothing to hide, and at this point, they if they want to find me, they know where I am. You know, I mean, it's like impossible to escape now. I mean, you could burn your social security card. You could become a free citizen. I forget what they call it, to where you don't claim your straw man and all that jazz. But what are you gonna do? Go out to the woods? That's fine. They're just gonna send drones after you. I mean, I had this science teacher back in high school. His name was Mr. Rush, and he was cool as fuck. But he said he finds it kind of sad that he can't drop off the face of the earth without being arrested. And I remember like the class being like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "I can't just disappear tomorrow without the cops coming and arresting me. Like, it's illegal to do that." And he's like, "I just want to honestly burn my social security card, go out to the woods and live like a wild man, a hermit, you know." He was crazy. He was kind of cool. He was big into the 2012 Mayan conspiracy thing. Had like the Mayan calendar tattooed on his arm and shit. But I don't know. He was cool. I remember like another thing off subject. Um, First day in class, he poured like this chemical on a desk, and the desk was like fireproof, but we didn't know that. It was like a science class, and he just lights it on fire and just walks away. It eventually like went out and shit, but I don't know that I thought that was kind of a cool way to be like, "Hi, I'm your new teacher." Just uh, theatrics, you know. But I don't know. There's no way to escape it, and I don't want you to get discouraged, and I try not to get discouraged about it because there really is no way to live off the grid. I mean, I'll give you a couple hints on what I do. Um, like one of the things that I do, and this is just my personal choice, is I boycott self checkout, especially Walmart. For one, I don't like that they have a camera, and you can notice because it has the screen showing you look at the camera and you can see yourself on the little screen. Every one of those self checkout machines has a camera and a screen on it. And it's literally like face to face, like mugshot. Like, that's how close it is, you know? It's getting every detail. And I know everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, oh, Abe, you're just paranoid, you're just crazy. No, it's not a conspiracy. It's fact that they have ties to the NSA. Um, and you can look all that up. I'm not going to do it for you. If you're too lazy to look it up, that's on you. But look it up. Walmart and Sam's Club, the Walt, I think they were Waltons, maybe. I'm not sure. But that family in general and that business in general, the company has ties to the NSA. It's like directly tied in, which is kind of scary. I mean, that all their everything that's being filmed in Walmart is literally getting sent to the NSA either for facial recognition. Um, Pretty much they're just stacking information on individual people, you know. Facial recognition, body movements, the way you move, the way you talk, the way you act, the things you buy. It's just building literally information on you. And people go, "Oh, like what do they do with this information?" Well, for one, I don't trust Walmart at all just because of the whole FEMA camp conspiracy, and that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. Check into that. I just wanted to throw that in there. That's another reason I don't trust Walmart and self-checkout and all that jazz. That, and they're pushing a lot towards the RFID chip, which if you're a Christian is literally the physical, literal mark of the beast. Um, I'm not a Christian, but hey, you know, a lot of that stuff in that book is kind of true. Um, what was I saying? Something about Walmart. Oh, why they would be collecting all the information on you. That gets into Precrime. Um, a author I would suggest if you guys like reading and stuff, if you like conspiracies or just honestly genuinely good sci-fi, would be Philip K. Dick. He wrote a book called Minority Report. It's actually like a short story. So I have it, and it's so short. It's not super short, but I mean it's short enough to where. Oops, excuse me, I'm drinking coffee, so I'm burping. Um, it had to be printed with other stories to make like a decent chunk of literature to sit down and read. Uh, but that gets into the whole pre-crime, and to some pre-crime up in layman's terms and quickly and efficiently in a nice little package for you. It's pretty much taking information on every citizen, keeping a file on every citizen, and learning their habits, their traits. And this gets into criminal record, mental health records as far as like comp care, shit like that. Um, to figure out your tendencies, your habits, your triggers, all that type of shit, to pretty much predict when and what crime you will commit, when and where, what, statistically. Precrime, to catch you during the act and or before the act of that crime, which is scary. I almost mixed the words scary and or terrifying, because it's essentially comes down to the moral question of, is it right to arrest someone for a crime they didn't commit, even though they were going to commit that crime? You know, that's what the whole moral dilemma is of Minority Report, the book. And he was a good author in general, Philip K. Dick. I mean, if you like conspiracy stuff, he put out some good stuff like Man in the High Tower, which is kind of like everyone. I love how everyone phrases it too. What's it about? Oh, it's about if the Nazis had won the war. Well, once again, this is not a conspiracy. The Nazis did win the war. And people go, well, what do you mean by that? You can't say that. Yes, I can. The Nazis won the war. Look up Project Paperclip. You know, all they did was they took the high-ranking Nazis that were useful and just brought them over here. I mean, what do you think NASA is? NASA is literally Nazis. The Fourth Reich, you know? Germany lost the war, but the Nazis won the war. That's why it cracks me up, all these people going around, and I'm not going to get on politics because I think it's all crooked, left, right. I think all of it's crooked, but people going around going, I'm a socialist, and the same SJWs and the same, you know, woke people that are socialist and stuff are literally pointing at Trump supporters and shit, calling them Nazis, and it's like you realize that the Nazi Party, Nazi was short for National Socialist Party. Like, come on, man. And you're calling other people Nazis. Like, you're more close to a Nazi than they are. But I don't know, that shit cracks me up. But yeah, that's one hint that I would do is boycott self-checkouts. And another I boycott self-checkouts for another reason too, and that's honestly, I made a little video on my opinion of, you know, Skynet. And I just say Skynet just because it's a quick, easy term for saying, you know, machine takeover and stuff. And I know it's silly, but and it's not silly because honestly, Elon Musk and other people are, you know, who are the great minds of this generation, this time period, are even saying, you know, that the Unabomber was right, you know, that machines are slowly taking over. And you got to think too, all those self-checkouts, man. It irritates me to go to Walmart in the middle of, you know, the night, and it's not even late at night. I can understand 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but 8 o'clock at night, and there's 2 registers open, and they have like 8 different registers that are self-checkout, and the lines are all backed up, and they're going, I don't understand why people don't want to use self-checkout. You know, and it's like, well, it's stealing jobs from humans. You know, they have such a problem of, oh, people need jobs. Well, stop making machines that take people's jobs, you know? Boycott self checkout. I don't ever want to hear someone say we have a problem in America of no jobs available. You got 50 fucking registers that are empty, and then everyone's swarming towards self checkout. Like, those 8 self checkout machines are taking 8 humans' jobs. You know, it's redonkulous. And I mean, it's slowly happening more and more. I mean, look at McDonald's and stuff, you know. You go in and they're like the lines will be backed up and they look at me like I'm crazy because they'll go, "Oh, we have a self-checkout over there. You can type in your order." And I go, "No." "Are you sure? It's just as fast. It's efficient." And I go, "No, it's a moral thing, you know. That machine is stealing your jobs. Slowly but surely, like you will be jobless because of that." Um, and they look at me like I'm crazy. "Oh, you're crazy. You're paranoid." Okay, give it 10 years. Give it 10 or 15 years. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And everyone goes, "Well, they are." I had someone tell me this, and I don't know. They were trying to like make me feel like, I don't know if they were trying to make me feel stupid or what, but of saying like, well, what's the point? They already got all the info on you. They already know who you are. They're already tracking you. They know everything about you. What is the point? And it's like, well, for one, I'm not going to give up ever, you know, because I say I try to live off the grid and they laugh at me and go, "Oh, you'll never be off the grid." Well, I never said I was going to be off the grid. But my thing is, why give them more information than they need if all it takes is a simple little things like boycotting self checkout? You know, not pushing accept on your phone whenever a pop up comes up saying, "We need your contact info. We need to know your location." Like, why do you need to know my location for a stupid Yu-Gi-Oh card game on my phone? Why do you need to know my contacts? Why do you need, access to my text and calling info? Why do you need, not that I have anything to hide, but it's the point that has nothing to do with me downloading a Yu-Gi-Oh card game on my phone. You see what I'm saying? And all it is a collection of info. But I don't know. They said, well, you'll never be off the grid. What's the point in even fighting it? You can't fight it. You're already on the grid. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but why give them more info than what they need? Why make it worse on yourself? I mean, I would rather do everything in my power to make it harder for them to track me down if something crazy happened. That way, at least I have a fighting chance, rather than, oh, I just gave up and gave them all my info. Like, I don't know. But that's all she wrote. I didn't mean for this to be that long of a video, but hey, who cares? Thanks for staying with me on this video if you did stay this long. Real quick, I'm going to do an update and then I'm going to shut the video down. Sammy, my wife, is starting like a 4-day vacation from work. And we have like 2 or 3 or 4 different like podcast style videos on the channel. And I've been trying to move more in that direction. So me and her are going to do probably about an hour-long episode within the next 4 days. An episode on cryptids, like Sasquatch and big, different creatures like that. We're going to do like a whole episode of just me and her doing like a podcast on cryptids and what we think they are, what the plausible explanations of each one are. So yeah, I mean we'll film it. We'll not really film it. We'll audio record it, edit it, maybe add some music, some images, shit like that. Make it look nice and more packaged rather than just face to face camera. Um, I tried to make more high quality videos like that with more editing and stuff like that. Which, if you check out my older videos, there is a lot more of the high quality ones to where there's images and more of a podcast setting and music and titles and cast and credits and all that. And then you have the ones more like this where it's face to face 101. I do what I can with what time and money and resources I have. Um, so we'll go ahead and put that out, and hopefully within the next 4 days, after editing and all that jazz, we'll have it out for y'all. Um, Hope y'all enjoy it. And another update too, I have a job interview at 9 a.m. today, so hopefully I get it. That'd be cool. Make some money, stack some chips, and y'all can quit hearing me bitch about being poor. But I'll try to put out some more videos in the next 4 days. Y'all have a good day.